Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning, it's May 22nd, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. A female Baltimore County police officer is dead this morning after being shot in the line of duty yesterday afternoon. The incident began about 2 p.m. yesterday when officers responded to 3 Linwin Way for a report of a suspicious vehicle. This is near the intersection of Bel Air and Klausmere Roads in Perry Hall. Councilman David Marks said that it is a densely populated area with a lot of stream valleys and places where people can hide, and county police have asked residents that are near that intersection to shelter in place. This is a developing story. We don't know what prompted the shooting, but again, a Baltimore County police officer is dead in the line of duty, and an armed gunman is still on the loose. Here in Annapolis, Peter Rossi, a 4th-class midshipman, ended his afternoon on a high note by capping the Herndon Monument in a time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 35 seconds, just beating out the 2 hour and 21 time from last year. Rossi's a member of the 30th Company, and he was from Phoenix, Arizona. He was actually boosted to the top by his roommate, who also had some experience with placing caps on top of things. His roommate was disciplined for putting a midshipman's cover on the top of the Naval Academy Chapel last December. The climb this year had a little bit of a glitch. Apparently, they shorted the midshipman on the shortening. The midshipman responsible for greasing the obelisk resorted to butter, which, in the sun, proceeded to melt. Shortly before the climb, vegetable shortening was brought in from Growl's Market, along with liquid vegetable oil. There were many close calls, and at one point it looked like there would be a female midshipman capping it, but she just missed, and in the end, Peter Rossi, 4th-class midshipman from Phoenix, Arizona, 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 35 seconds. And we got a chance to speak with Peter Rossi just after he finished.
What's it like to be the guy that gets that hat atop the monument?
I mean, it's a cool feeling, but at the end of the day, you know, it's like everybody working together. We're all a class. I was just the guy to be in that position, but at the end of the day, it's everybody. It was my roommate holding me up, Levi Hoffland. He was the one that, you know, has done a lot of cool things here on the yard. So it's a cool feeling, but at the end of the day, like, I didn't do it. I was just in that spot. You know, I could have been anywhere on the base. Or it's really, you know, it's the guys on the base. It's the guys supporting us. Like, there's, you know, it's very cool though. It's a really cool thing to do as a class. Definitely.
Was there a plan?
Is there a plan?
Was there a plan to do it?
So we had a plan. My roommate we ripped up a bunch of shirts and like created 4 ropes, and that's how we got up there within like 3 minutes. And then after that, I think everyone just got a little stir crazy and started rushing the monument, and then we settled back down, got the right people in the right places, and it just worked out, you know.
What was it like getting so close so many times and just coming that close and then having to start back?
I mean, it was very frustrating, definitely frustrating, but it's all part of the experience. You know, I think we kind of thought we were going to get up there really fast, especially because we had a new strategy that never been tried before. But you know, it is Herndon, so everybody has to experience the same way. I'm glad that we had, you know, a similar experience that the other classes do, because we just get to bond with them, and it's really unique. You know, there's no other university or institution that you can do this at, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really glad to be here. So.
Are you glad you beat the time of the class before you?
Absolutely. If we did, so that's great. Yeah.
209 or something.
That's great. Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any truth to the rumor that this class knows something about placing caps on top of steeples?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was my roommate. So it was like, I'm very close with him, and you know, it is what it is. It's the tradition that if you climb the chapel, that your plebes know more. So
not the chapel.
If you climb the chapel, your plebes know more, and so. It all worked out. You know, he got carry on for a little bit, but he's a plebe for a little bit longer, but it's all right. You know, it's worth it. It's a great memory at the end of the day. So.
And that was Peter Rossi from Phoenix, Arizona, just after capping the Herndon Monument yesterday afternoon. Hey, make sure you check out eyeonannapolis.net a little bit later on this morning. We are going to be having a video of the climb, and it will be sped up, so you don't have to watch the whole 2 hours and 9 minutes of it. But it'll be a lot of fun because it was a spectacular day for a climb. And we will be updating Eye on Annapolis with all sorts of things all commissioning week long. Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley is shaking things up again in a very short statement from City Hall late yesterday afternoon. He simply said, as part of Mayor Gavin Buckley's commitment to creating new opportunities for citizens to serve in the city's boards and commissions, the mayor has announced that Annapolis Historic Preservation Commission Chair Sharon Kennedy will not be reappointed. Kennedy was appointed in 2003, had served for 15 years, and the mayor is expected to forward his nominations to replace her very shortly. You might be able to file that in the Karma is a Bitch file because Kennedy and Buckley went head-to-head with the mural on Buckley's restaurant, Tsunami. In other city news, Mayor Buckley got beat up in last night's city council meeting after trying to sneak in a zoning change to change the city dock from what it is to mixed use, which would allow local businessman Harvey Blonder to build the hotel on city dock, which has been pretty much opposed by everybody. Have you heard about the great new app called Pulse Point? If you don't know what it is, you really probably need to listen to this and get it. Pulse Point is an app that will notify people that are near somebody that's having a heart attack to come and help them. If you are certified in CPR, you can sign up to participate. It is free. And the app will actually tell you where the location of a public automated external defibrillator is located between where you are and where the patient is. The system uses geolocation to alert anyone who is within 2 minutes of walking distance from the patient. And once you're alerted, it will be alerted with a unique, specific alarm on your phone, so you know it is not just a text message coming in from your wife. And once you arrive there, it will give you a pacing beep to administer CPR. It's all triggered by our county 911 system when they dispatch it as a cardiac arrest. The alerts will go out. So if you're trained in CPR, go wherever you get your apps and search for Pulse Point and look for the Pulse Point app. And Pulse Point is one word. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Melina Korshner, who had a letter in the Capitol about that Waterman's Landing, which is over there on the Broadneck Peninsula. It's a waterman, and there's a neighbor that moved in and doesn't like the fact that there's waterman boats in his view. And her letter says, and I'm just going to read it because it's a great letter. A quick search of public tax records shows that Daniel Hannon purchased his St. Margaret's waterfront cottage on 0.3 acres adjacent to the Waterman's Landing for $450,000 in 2015. Since he is vice president of a large local construction company, we can presume he had a deeper understanding of the challenges of new construction in the critical area of the Chesapeake Bay and the knowledge and resources to make that happen. Mr. Hannon purchased his waterfront property with a clear view and knowledge of the working marina next door. Maybe he should have chosen to purchase somewhere else rather than perfecting his new waterfront home at the expense of the last vestiges of our local watermen. His company's motto, given in the boldface at the top of his page, is, quote, "We're not just builders, we're problem solvers," unquote. Well, Mr. Hannon, you chose this problem. Maybe you should just negotiate for a better price on a bushel of crabs and live with it. I say bravo to Melina Korshner. That's it for our top stories. Make sure you're checking out Eye on Annapolis consistently throughout the day. Reminder, we do have the Blue Angels that are practicing today. The Route 450 Naval Academy Bridge will be closed. The Blue Angel flight demonstration is scheduled for tomorrow. And most importantly, remember that we have a lot of guests here in town. Be patient. They're walking aimlessly across the streets. They're in the middle of circles. They're taking wrong ways down one-way streets. Just be patient, be a good neighbor, and welcome them to Annapolis. That's it for the news. Hang tight. We've got George Young with DMV Weather coming up right after Sean O'Neill with RBC Wealth Management.
I'm Sean O'Neill, your local RBC Wealth Management Advisor. More than likely, the primary reason you save and invest is to achieve your life goals while ensuring your long-term financial well-being. But before you can determine your preparedness towards your goals, you need long-term answers to important questions about how much money you need, where it will come from, and how long it will last. RBC Wealth Plan, a new industry-leading tool, is now available to help answer these questions and develop your personal plan using a conversational approach. With RBC Wealth Plan, we can create a personal analysis based on these unique goals while offering you the ability to weigh certain decisions and determine what's best for you and your family. Call me, Sean O'Neill, today at 410-573-6723 for a complimentary consultation.
RBC Wealth Management, a division of RBC Capital Markets, LLC. Member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC. This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, May 22nd. Yesterday ended up being a great day for the Herndon Monument climb, but today will not be nearly as accommodating for the Blue Angel practice in Annapolis, as clouds and showers, and maybe even a few thunderstorms, will dominate the PM hours. And while Wednesday looks like it should be good to go, with clearing skies and temps near 80 for the actual Blue Angel show in the afternoon, we'll still have to keep an eye on the radar all morning, as showers and storms might try to persist through the morning hours as the cold front tries to clear the region to the south and east, setting the stage for perfect weather Thursday and Friday. So stay tuned as we get into the morning hours on Wednesday for updates. Okay, that's it for us today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Stay dry out there and be sure to follow DMV Weather every day on our website at dmvweather.com and on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on our app, which you can download for free by searching for DC MDVA Weather in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And regardless of how much more rain falls from the skies today, remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
Hey, it's May, and it's Maryland Podcast Month. No, Hallmark didn't invent this puppy, so there's no need to get a card, but do yourself a favor and give a listen to some of the other Maryland-based podcasts. Our right-wing friends, hey, they called us liberals first, at Red Maryland have put together a website called MarylandPodcastMonth.com, and it lists all of the podcasts that are participating this month. Throughout the month of May, many of us will be showing up on other Maryland podcasts as guests, and we'll have all sorts of antics throughout the month. Among the participants are Red Maryland and Eye on Annapolis, of course, and then others to cover every topic you can possibly think of. Podcasts such as Quality Time, The Maryland Crabs, A History of Maryland, The Conduit Street Podcast, Laugh Finder, The Extra Point Show, Society Fringe Players, The Mark and Lowell Show, The Engine Mom Podcast, and quite a few more. So go to MarylandPodcastMonth.com, check it out, get familiar with a new podcast near you, and of course, please let all your friends and associates know as well. And we will see you all May during Maryland Podcast Month.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.